Hi, I'm Christa with the Big Family Homestead, and today I'm going to show you how to make cranberry orange cake. But that's not the star of the show. This right here is the star of the show. This gadget is probably one of my favorite gadgets that I use in the kitchen. I use this every day, multiple times a day. This can be used for eggs, gravy, pancakes, you name it. It's used for so many different things. I absolutely love this. This gadget is called a Dutch whisk. You have your other, traditional whisks. This just seems to whisk things so much better. I actually even use it to make bread dough. It mixes the flour in with the water really, really well. All right, first things first, we're gonna preheat our oven to 350 degrees. So for our ingredients, we're gonna start with 1.5 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of sugar, 3 large eggs, 20 drops of wild orange essential oil. Love this stuff. Then we want a half a cup of butter. And then we want 1.5 cups of dried cranberries. Okay, so now I say dried cranberries. These are actually freeze-dried cranberries. You can use fresh cranberries, but if you want to make this cake for a family member in the middle of the summer, these are always awesome to have on hand because you can't always find cranberries unless it's near Thanksgiving. So I love our freeze-dried, Thrive Life freeze-dried cranberries. All right, so first off, we're gonna start by greasing the pan, and then we're gonna sprinkle some sugar inside there. Trust me when I tell you, it is fantastic. Just a little bit all around, and then kind of spread that around like this, just to give it a good layer of sugar there. All right, now that sugar is not just empty calories. Oh, no, no, no. That sugar is actually going to help the cake release from the pan after it is done cooking. It is going to give it a delicious, crunchy crust. It is so good. All right, this is where part of our cranberries come into play. We're going to take about 1/4 cup and sprinkle those down in on the top there. Spread those out because those are going to be the topping for your cake. There we go. That looks delicious. Okay. All right, now it's time for our thingamabob. I've got 20, so no, not really, just only one. So we're gonna take our butter and put this in the bowl, and we're gonna go ahead and cream the butter and sugar together. See, it's even a spatula. Look at that, isn't that fantastic? We're gonna take our sugar here. We need 1 cup. And we're just gonna whip this together. I'm just gonna work this until it is nice and light and creamy. And yes, you could use an electric mixer, but what fun would that be? This is way better. And this is why this is so nice. There's not a lot stuck in your whisk. With the traditional whisks, all of this would be clumped inside there. This is fantastic. All right, now that those are creamed together, we're gonna go ahead and add 1 egg at a time. And these are farm fresh eggs, so yes, I always crack them 1 at a time in a bowl because you never know what you're gonna get. So we're gonna mix those until it's incorporated 1 at a time. Get those nice dark orange egg yolks. That's what you get with farm fresh eggs. Love it. You won't find dark orange egg yolks like that from the grocery store. Feel the burn. All right, last one going in there. right, doing it this way actually adds quite a bit of air into that, so it's gonna make a really light and fluffy cake. Next, we're gonna add in our orange essential oil. This gives it such an intense flavor. I mean, you could use orange juice or orange extract, but let me tell you, it's not gonna be the same. This has got such a concentrated taste and flavor, it's amazing. So we're gonna add 20 drops of that. There we go. And then mix that in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and add our sour cream. And I've got about a cup left in this container here. See how nice this mixes in through there? It's not deflating it. It's not getting all clumped up in your traditional whisk. It just kind of flows right through there, but still mixes it really nice and keeps it light and fluffy. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and mix together our dry ingredients, our flour, our baking powder, and our salt. And we will then add them to the mix slowly. We're not gonna overwhelm it with the flour and the salt and the baking soda. So we needed 1.5 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then I happen to have a second one of these because you can't just have one. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Mix that together, and that actually lightens up the flour. Makes it really airy, so this is gonna be a super airy cake. And we're gonna add this slowly into this and incorporate just a little bit at a time. Once that's incorporated, then we'll add a little bit more. And the rest. All right, now before our batter goes into the pan, we're gonna add the remainder of our freeze-dried cranberries. You can use the fresh stuff that you can find at the store, but this is my favorite to use. So we need 1.25 cups. Oops, maybe just a little bit more, because you know what? We all love cranberries and they're good for you. We're just gonna mix those in. And the beauty part is these cranberries are not going to explode like fresh cranberries would. All right, and a normal whisk, you would not be able to do this. A normal traditional whisk would be completely full of batter. This is a fantastic whisk. I love it. All right, now let's go ahead and put this batter into our pan. I'm gonna just put a little bit around as to not disturb the cranberries that are on the bottom. So just gonna kind of plop down in there. And then after we get most of it in there, we'll go ahead and spread it gently so that it's even. And you can use whatever kind of pans you would like. I chose to use a bundt pan. I love the way bundt cakes look when they come out of the pan. It's such a pretty, very nostalgic to me. You know, that's how cakes should be looking, how cakes should look. All right. little tap. And this is ready to go in the oven. 350 degrees for 50 to 55 minutes. All right, now while that's baking, we're gonna go ahead and whip up a quick icing. So we need 1 cup of powdered sugar. And I will go ahead and use our awesome Dutch whisk and just kind of fluff that around a little bit, break up any chunks. And I could run this through a strainer, a sieve, whatever you want to call it, but I'm getting ready to mix in milk and essential oils with that. So we've got 3 tablespoons of milk, and then we need 15 to 20 drops of orange essential oil. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I did 20 because, you know, I really love that orange flavor. And we're just gonna mix this together and get any of those little clumps out of there. All right, now if this is too thin for your liking, just add a bit more powdered sugar to get the right thickness. That is just about right. I added a little bit more powdered sugar and it's just the right thickness for us. All right, time's up. Look at that. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, let's check to see if this is done. Yep, a clean toothpick means it is done. Now, for those of you who are new to baking, you're gonna wanna let this sit for just a few minutes and then flip it over and put it on a cooling rack. So I put the cooling rack on top and give it a flip. There we go. Oh, looky there. That looks delicious. Now, normally we would wait until this cools and then we would drizzle our icing on, but I'm feeling a little impatient today. So I want to test this out. Nice. Ooh, that looks good. Look at that. All right, we'll get some drizzle of icing on here. Let it soak into the cake. Look at that. There we go. Look at how moist that is. Oh my, that's so good. Mm. 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 Light, fluffy, delicious. The orange is so good. The cranberries are so good. And these freeze-dried cranberries don't burst when you bake them. So like blueberries or fresh raspberries or, you know, those burst in your cake and they stay in your cake. This didn't do that. They stay right there. They're so good. So good. One of my favorite cakes. I'm Christa with the Big Family Homestead, and you have an amazing and blessed day.